Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kal HaKadosh. Send double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Send much peace, love, and salutations to you, Akim, out there pushing the word of sincerity and truth. This is the brother Ariala. And this lesson, I just wanted to, I don't know what I'm going to name this yet. I think I want to name it Unity Over Being Right. Unity over being right. Because there's a certain mentality that it takes within the brotherhood for the edification of the body. You know, we are our own men, but still at the same time we're fitting to something that the Most High is putting together. And there's going to be times and situations to where, you know, we want to seek unity over our being right individually. We don't want to nitpick on things, you know. And in the book of Psalms, it talks about how beautiful it is for brothers to dwell in unity, you know, because that's where the Most High, He commands a blessing. And we're definitely, whenever we're talking about warfare, spiritual warfare, we want to make sure that we're on one accord in the way that we move, that we're moving in a unified front, so to speak. And this is why, you know, lately there's been certain talks about, you know, how Jake moves online, how what brothers post online, what communication with people that are not in Great Millstone. And, you know, I tell brothers this, I say, just because everybody's saying Yahweh Shai and they might believe in the chip, that don't mean we have the same doctrine. Just because someone says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, that don't mean that's your friend. A lot of people that are not in Great Millstone, they're not in Great Millstone because of mindset and belief. You see, your belief systems, your belief systems affect the way that you think. The way you think affects your attitude, and that attitude plays into your actions, and your actions affect your results in life. It affects your results in the spirit. So your actions are tied to your belief system. When someone who is outside of Great Millstones are committing actions that are really kind of the outside of the scope of what we see as upright or unified in the spirit, it's because their belief systems, what they interpret and taken away from the doctrine is different. And this type of stuff is critical when conditions start to become critical. See, right now, the decision making that a lot of people make, it seems inconsequential. It seems like, that's not a big deal. But your actions and how it ties into your belief systems are going to become very critical when shit hits the fan, so to speak. See, Jake really thinks in his mind, a lot of guys think in their mind that they're just going to snap into a Slim Jim in that day. But what's going to happen is, because of the lack of leadership and the lack of structure and the lack of unity, you're going to feel like you're on an island in that day if you continue to make ununified actions. And so we admonish brothers, hey man, stay in very minimal conversation and association with people outside of the body that you're working with. Because at the end of the day, who's going to have your back? At the end of the day, who are you going to be able to run with in critical situations? You want to run with people who you are unified with. All right? And that plays out into your actions. That plays out into the mindsets today. People who are carrying on and doing things outside of how we do it, so to speak. Hey, man. Hey, shalom, brother. Hey, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Hey, boom. And then that's it. You're not getting caught up in that association, because what'll happen is that association is going to get you caught up when they're committing themselves to doing things that are not in alignment, that are not in agreement with the body of Great Millstone. You want to be careful of that. You want to be very careful of that. See, it's important to think more than right now. A leader thinks ahead. A leader sees the whole scope of things. A lot of guys, they come into this and they start to build up a self-image, and they start to build a self-confidence, but their mindset is still very adolescent. Their mindset is still very foot soldierish. They don't have the mindset of a general. They don't put pieces together. They don't see how a one action can correlate down the road to certain things. And even thinking that way gets them frustrated. They get mad at that thought. Why are you worried about that? Oh man, you worried about? No, man. We just see beyond step 2, because we're acting as adults and grown-ups, and we're taking responsibility for our actions over the flock instead of being an ego individual. You want to be unified in your actions and the way you move more than being right. You're committing yourself to the body and the edification of the body and what you do, and that takes you you can't be selfish. You can't be selfish, man. You can't just do what you want to do all the time and justify yourself all the time. So brothers got to be mindful of that in working within the camp, working with brothers, seeing how things are going on, and thinking, okay, is this going to be something that edifies and builds up, or could this be a potential problem for the body? You want to have that at the forefront of your decision making. There are things that the disciples did in the scriptures that they were admonished about that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, it wasn't unified. We want to make sure that we're unified in our decision making, okay? And that goes along with this whole social media stuff. Jake want to be the gun-ho, bully foot, guy on Facebook, putting up other brothers' videos, getting other brothers put in bad spots, but they ain't worried about the spots that they put other brothers in, because they good. Ain't nobody watching them like that, so they feel like it's okay. You put brothers in harm's way with your actions online, and you don't think about how it affects another brother because you don't care. Because in your mind, you're right. You're not worried about the unification of your decision making. You're just worried about being right. And this is what happens where this is where doctrine separates the real from the fake. Because we can read scripture and quote scriptures and talk about all this and talk about all that. Call him Yasha Allah, the government and nation of Israel. We're going to raise up. But none of your mindset and none of the intentionality of your actions actually feed into that idea. It actually goes against it. Because you just want to be right all the time instead of being unified. To be unified there's a level of subjection that takes. There's a level of humbleness and bowing down to the overall movement that's necessary in order to be unified. Okay? So, you would tell brothers, man, if you're going to be on social media, keep it simple, man. We have the platform in the way that we're conducting business here in Great Millstone. Follow the leadership. You see, you want to be your own man until shit hits the fan. A lot of these guys, they want to be their own man until shit hits the fan. Then they want to know, what you going to do? What y'all doing? Because that's what's going to happen. A lot of you tough guy Israelites, you adolescent Israelites, when shit hits the fan, now you're going to want to link in. Now you're going to want to, man, at the end of the day, we all won. We all won, because the white man coming after me just like they coming after you. No, they coming after your ass. They coming after your tough guy ass. Hey, we gonna see, man. We use this how the whole ISUPK or these guys toting around guns and they doing all this and all that. And they gonna turn around and it's gonna be goddamn, what's that, a tumbleweed. Because ain't nobody told your ass to do that. You wasn't unified. You wanted to be right. Same thing with some other things that we see that go along, that happen, man, with brothers or guys. They act in a very spoiled brat way. A very spoiled brat way. Selfish and inconsiderate of the rest of the body. And in that time, they gonna want support from everybody around them when they isolated themselves the whole time leading up to that point. And the Most High is gonna show you. You talking tough right now. You talking real tough. Okay? So we gonna see in that day. Maintain a humbleness. Fight to be unified in your actions and the words that you speak. Okay? And it will benefit you greatly. I'm telling you, brothers. It will benefit you greatly when things start to get very much so bad for you. You know? When you look at great teams, when you look at great organizations or businesses that work or are efficient at a high level, it's because they're unified. There's a unified mindset that's going on. Whenever you start to get people who want to be outliers and want to be right and want to be the star, you know, so to speak, and they might not be declaring it that way, but their actions are declaring it. You know, whenever you start to get that, and that's when you start to get clickism, and there's a lot of guys that broke off because of clickism mindset. They didn't understand the whole scope of the battle and the purpose of the body of the ministry. It just sounds good, but the purpose of the body of the ministry, they don't really understand. And you are here to be checked. We all are here to be checked. Okay? And if you can't handle it, you can get the hell out. And so don't worry about the guys that are already on the outside looking in. The scriptures don't be talking about a whole bunch of other camps. Let's be real right now. Yeah, was there other people preaching Hamashiach? How many books do we read about those other ones? None. They get 2 scriptures, maybe even 3, that just kind of mention, some dudes over there saying Yahweh, you know. Yeah, okay. That's it. So the doctrine is not just what you're reading about and what you say. The doctrine is how you act. The doctrine does formulate a unified front and body of believers. All right? That are going to be consistent amongst one another. And you want to work within that. You want to fight to keep that unity and that bond. Okay? It's extremely important, especially as we come into times that are more detrimental. As we come into times where decisions are being made on the fly, so to speak, in the spirit. Because what you do affects the rest of the body. And if you don't believe that, then you are a liability, because you're unpredictable. And you do not want to be in war with someone who makes unpredictable behaviors and movements and actions, who at the whim of feeling some type of way about something, they'll do anything because they their own man. And what's wrong? Oh, I ain't even do nothing. You tripping. Everybody wrong except you. You ain't considered nothing or nobody. You just want to do what you want to do. Those type of guys are a liability in the times of war. They will get you killed. Okay? So be mindful of maintaining unity in your actions and words. Okay? Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you, Aki. I'm out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth, brothers, young brothers. Hey, you stick with this body, man. All right, and a lot of brothers, man, if you in the camp and you only been in the camp for 2-3 years, you really just need to be watching your camp heads videos. A lot of young brothers, and focused on getting that, because a lot of times your camp head is doing a sit down. He's talking about your ass, and you need to be listening, and he's doing it out of love. Okay. Of course, you're gonna listen to the apostles and different elders like that, but you need to be plugged in and home base too. I make sure I watch Elder Yashawamba's videos. You see, it's important. So tune in, plug in with the people that are around you, that are moving the same way, that are unified and walking in the same direction in the spirit and in the doctrine. All these other cats that's talking about all this other stuff, and they want to do all this other whatever they want to do, and you know, yeah, we teach the same thing, but well then go ahead. We're gonna see how that works out for you, bro. Shalom. That's all I got for you. You know what it is. If you was down, you'd be down. If you was down, you would be down. Fact of the matter is, you ain't down. And you prove it with your actions and your words. So hey, shalom to you. That's all I got. I don't know what you got going on over there. You didn't want us to know what you got going on over there, because you didn't want to be checked. So good. All right then. So maintain the mindset of unity within this body. What's happening here? The Most High is doing special things with Great Millstone, and we're being carried into the times of Jacob's trouble and strength of mind and strength of spirit, and we're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be all right. We know who we got. We know who we follow. We know what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing here, man. So you brothers stay up. Shalom.